All right, what's happening, folks? We're back. John Jones, Cyril Gahn, heavyweight main event. It's about time. This entire card is it's pretty stacked, top to bottom. Finally, the UFC is back to stacking their cards. Last few cards, some of them had good main events, but the prelims and the undercard just horrible. I'm just fresh off watching the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight. Tommy Fury dominated Jake Paul. I don't know how one of those judges gave that fight to Jake Paul, but that's boxing for you. And yeah, man, Nikita Krylov pulled out of the main event day of, like right before, dude. That's ridiculous. I don't understand, what's going on for a fighter to pull out day of after weighing in. I mean, I don't know if he was sick or not feeling well, but man, that's a lot of money that you're losing out on. If you're Nikita Krylov, you're losing out on big money. So must have had a good reason, or who knows what that situation was. But it was very weird. Usually you don't see that, and that's why you see for the heavyweight main event they do have a backup fighter. They haven't announced the fighter, but I'm assuming it's Stipe Miocic or something like that. So John Jones, Cyril Gahn. How is John Jones gonna do against Cyril Gahn? And the question I keep getting is the wrestling of John Jones. If he wrestles, Cyril Gahn, obviously, he's going to dominate the grappling department. But John Jones likes to strike it out. I mean, you see I like to judge fighters on their last fights, their last few fights, right? I'm not judging John Jones and comparing him to when he fought Shogun Hua in 2011 or when he fought, you know, Chael Sonnen and Vitor and Daniel Cormier. That's not the John Jones that's going to be fighting in 2023 at heavyweight. Also, a lot of John Jones. The thing that made him so good at 205 is that he had a significant size advantage over pretty much everyone at 205, especially when he first came into the division. Like over Shogun, Rampage, Machida, Rashad Evans, Vitor, Chael, Glover. Like he had a significant size advantage over most of those guys. Even DC, he's much taller and lankier than DC, and the guys who gave him problems were the guys like Alexander Gustafsson, Dominic Reyes. They pretty much they have similar builds as him, so he didn't have that size and reach advantage. Obviously, the second fight with Gustafsson, he finished him, but that first fight, that was probably the first time we've seen John Jones ever in a competitive fight. Now he's fought Cyril Gahn, hasn't fought in years. Um, his last fight was in 2020, 3 years ago against Dominic Reyes, and then he had that split decision win over Thiago Santos. Those last two performances were super unimpressive, right? And I'm just like, do you really think he's just gonna get back to 2011 John Jones? And I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm not comfortable in betting John Jones in this fight whatsoever. The odds makers only have minus 160. I mean, the odds makers tell you that Cyril Gahn's he could easily win this fight. I'm watching the countdown. Cyril Gahn's preparing himself in the wrestling department, the same way he did not do for Francis Ngannou. I don't think he expected Ngannou to wrestle him. And maybe Ngannou's takedowns were a little different than, how John Jones is going to be approaching those takedowns because Francis Ngannou just seemed so much stronger than Cyril Gahn. He just grabbed him and sort of ragdolled him to the floor, where John Jones is going to be actually using technique to take Cyril Gahn down. So, who am I choosing for this fight? I'm still leaning towards John Jones, but I'm not confident in taking John Jones at all. I think a lot of people are like, he's the greatest ever, and there's you can definitely say that, but I don't know how he's going to look. He might go out there and just start Cyril Gahn, but I don't think so. I think this fight is going to be a lot more competitive than people assume it's going to be. So it's going to be interesting. Cyril Gahn, man, if this fight stays on the feet, he could knock out John Jones. Even though you haven't really seen John Jones hurt, but he hasn't fought at heavyweight, and getting hit by these big dudes could be different. And Cyril Gahn moves like a lightweight. So we'll see. But that's going to be interesting, man. That will be interesting. Now we got Shevchenko, Grasso. I'm going Shevchenko all day. That should be easy one. Shavkat Rakhmonov takes on Jeff Neal. Now, this is probably one of the most interesting fights on the card. This was supposed to happen a few UFCs ago as a main event, and now they put it. I think something happened, injury or whatever, caused them to postpone it, and now we got it on the third fight. And unfortunately for Jeff Neal, it's just a bad matchup, man. Jeff Neal has been looking good too. He's been looking really good. He knocked out Vicente Luque. He beat Ponzinibbio in that split decision, but unfortunately, Rakhmonov is just better everywhere. I think he's a better striker and much better on the ground. So Shavkat Rakhmonov, probably one of the best welterweights in the business. If you don't know, you will soon. But that'll be a good fight. But I think Shavkat Rakhmonov should get that one done. Now this is the fight I'm looking forward to. Mateusz Gamrot, Jalen Turner. Everyone knows how high I was on Gamrot for the longest time. I was not impressed with his last performance against Beneil Dariush, but I think he comes out there and I think he starches Jalen Turner. And Jalen Turner does have a significant height advantage, but I think that's not going to play well into Mateusz Gamrot's game because I think Mateusz Gamrot's going to be able to get him down. And I think Mateusz Gamrot's a guy I'm thinking about putting on my parlay. Haven't made any bets yet, but I will. For this UFC, I'm going to drop him on my Instagram. But I think Mateusz Gamrot is definitely going to be on there, parlayed with someone else. If Bo Nickel had better odds, I'd definitely take him because Bo Nickel is going to wreck Jamie Pickett. It's not even going to be competitive at all. So I got Gamrot against Jalen Turner. Bo Nickel should, they're going to give him a tune-up fight. They want to build this kid as well. They should. So Bo Nickel is just going to crush Jamie Pickett easy. And as the odds, minus 1,400, biggest favorite on the card. Cody Garbrandt, Trevin Jones. Cody Garbrandt still doing the damn thing. He's coming off a bad loss, though. He got knocked out by Kai France in round 1 in 2021. Hasn't fought in 2 years. Now he's taking on Trevin Jones. Trevin Jones coming off 3 straight losses. Yeah, I don't know with this one. I'll probably lean towards Cody Garbrandt, but I'm not confident in this fight at all. I mean, I don't really like Trevin Jones as a fighter, and Cody Garbrandt's just downhill now, man. He's got no chin. Cody, no chin. Garbrandt, so I'm going Cody, but that's not confident at all. Now Derek Brunson takes on Dricus du Plessis. This will be a good fight. I'm surprised this is on the prelims. But that just shows you that, this card is pretty stacked. So he's from Dricus du Plessis. He's another fighter from Pretoria, South Africa. Got that crazy kickboxing background. And he's, against Darren Till, he showed that he's also got a ground game, finished Darren Till off with a rear naked choke. So if this fight stays on the feet, I think Dricus du Plessis will starch Derek Brunson. If Derek Brunson's able to turn this into a wrestling match, get top position, that's going to be Derek's game. But Derek hasn't, he didn't look good his last fight against Cannonier. He looked exhausted. I think maybe his time's up. He's getting a little older, almost 40 years old now is Derek Brunson. He doesn't look 40, but he's getting there. So I'm going with Dricus du Plessis. I think time's up for Derek Brunson. Ooh, also Ian Gary on the card. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm assuming I haven't. There's no odds from this right here, but I'm assuming Ian Gary is going to be a big favorite going against this fight against Song Kanan. 6'3" for 170. That's he's tall, lanky. Ian Gary's for real. So I'm assuming Ian Gary should dominate that fight. And also Cameron Simon. This guy's another guy. Cameron is from Pretoria, South Africa, I believe. Another white dude from Africa. I think he should dominate Manal Martinez. So this is going to be an interesting card. I'm going to see if I can drop another video leading up to this card, just getting in more depth in some of these fights. But man, it's going to be a good card. Shavkat, you got John Jones. It's going to be some good fights. So if you guys need a place to bet, you already know. BetUS, promo code Iceman. Let's make that money. Passive income. That's the key.